Welcome back following the release of her critically acclaimed sophomore album, 9.
Highly ideation.
And a successful 2016 tour. The 9 comes as a Bob Marley ambassador and a global ganja advocate. And to give us the dub treatment right now, right here on our stage. Janai.
Brother Winfred, yes, give thanks for having me again.
Okay, so you'll soon know what the dub treatment means, right? And that's why we have this group of musicians with us. All right, so explain for us the Bob Marley ambassadorial.
Well, there are 3 of us, myself, Ronkus, and Dre Island. And I think every year they have a set of young people who they think, represent the spirit of Bob Marley.
Okay.
And they are featured in the celebrations during the month of February.
Oh.
And I was chosen this year to be one of them.
All right, so talk about the ganja advocacy.
It's really important that we change stigmas here in Jamaica.
Okay.
Because a lot of the things that the negative connotations associated with ganja are from, oppressive mindsets that were set on us a long time ago. Mm-hmm. And it's not necessarily based in fact, scientific fact or medical fact. It's just based on the fact that, people who want to oppress another set of people don't want them to have access to something that can heal them and something that can help them to, realize community and realize higher functionings of their own brain. So because of that, you hear ganja being demonized and so much. I mean, you probably know even better than I. All the things that even as Rastafari once had to go through just to ensure that herb was present in Jamaica. And we have some of the best medicinal herb here in Jamaica because our herb grows, 6 to 9 months, our native strain will grow. Mm-hmm. While in the States and elsewhere where they're really trying to use herb more as a commercial thing, in 3 months, the herb is ready. So we're promoting, or, I am promoting the use of herb as medicine, not the abuse of herb and, using it all the time and every day and mixing it with all kinds of poisonous things, but using it as your medicine, using it to make oils and tinctures that are good for cancer, that are good for glaucoma and asthma. I personally had the experience of moving asthma out of my system through the use of a steam chalice.
Okay, so the focus is more on the medicinal, the healing.
It is the healing and the sacramental. Even recreation is healing as well, Winfred. Mm-hmm. Because when people sit down and...
So what do you call the abuse?
I would say to abuse herb is to remain in this state where you are constantly using, your spliff-a-light spliff. I don't really like that principle because the smoke that is produced from burning anything is a negative thing. Okay. And so if smoking is the way that you're going to use herb, it means you need to use less of it. It means you need to use it less often and you need to hydrate more often and replace your electrolytes because you don't want now to turn this medicinal thing into something that is toxic for your body. Mm-hmm. Because anything in excess can become toxic. A lot of things in nature, they are poison in a particular dosage, but if you have them in the right dosage, they can heal you. And it is the same with marijuana. Now, when you're using it, as vapors or as rosin or as in other forms that are not, that don't burn the herb, it's better for you. When you ingest it through the digestive system and you're able to get it to the stomach, to the liver, to the brain, without it having to put, carbon monoxide in your lungs, then you benefit from it way more,
But how does one go getting what you're saying, reminding themselves of what you've just said?
We're in the information age. So I'm not saying anything novel. Okay. This is all available online if you want to study, and it's in books as well. But we in Jamaica especially have the advantage of, even now with where legislation is right now, you are able to grow herb at your house, up to 5 plants. Or find somebody who there are many farmers who are using natural methods to grow their herb. Mm-hmm. And I personally, no judgment, it's just to say, really and truly, it is better for your health, it is better for your mind if you use herb that has been prepared properly, that is cured properly. If it is not cured properly, that is when you'll experience anxiety. And so a lot of people, because they don't know where the herb is coming from, all kinds of things mixed up in the herb. The herb wasn't dried properly. You open it out and all kind of creatures in it. Like, we have to take more pride in the things that we put in our body. And ganja is a sacred thing. And if you treat it in that, you know, you treat it with disrespect, then the way it will not affect your body in the best way that it possibly could.
Okay. Can we talk music now?
Yes.
Okay. So Nine, the album Nine. Talk about its commercial success.
Ooh.
Can you? I mean, it's a great album.
Give thanks.
Musically, artistically, and so on. But talk about the commercial side of it for me.
Well, you know, it's one of those albums that is a relative commercial success just because there's a lot of love and artistry in it.
Yes.
You know, and it debuted at #5 on the Billboard charts, which was very, very surprising, but very happy about that as well. It did very well in Japan as well. And the persons who worked on it with me, like, it was a real labor of love. And they really bared with me while I wanted to do some experimentation. So you'll hear some sounds and there's, you know, a lot of what people say is, oh, it's different, you know, and some people don't like different, you know. But musically, I give thanks because I worked with some really great musicians, some really good producers who really put together a special package. Ones like Tippy from High-Grade Records out of St. Croix, Al Campbell's son, Kevin Campbell, who is a good friend of mine, and we were able to put together a beautiful acoustic track. Franklin Benup Irving, the producer of Steam as a Bubble, original track, and he brought forward a rhythm from the 70s. That's a track that I did Unafraid on, original Gladiators rhythm. And another track from Brett Proman out of Belgium, that's Humbly, that went into putting this record together. I think I am really, really happy with how it went out, you know, and the world. Well,
the reviews, if the reviews are anything to go by. Can we take a look at one of the tracks from the album?
Yes.
All right, let's go to that.
You're not hard work. You cannot claim nothing trillion. If you are under your mind, but them on. Or when I say I see I alone can make them hard. Sure, at this time. Hey, hard work. You cannot claim nothing your mind can make them hard.
Wow, I love that track. I love it.
Nice.
Hardcore is the title. Wow, nice.
Yes.
So that's out as a single, right?
Yes, that's out as a single now. And I actually have a remix of that track coming up that I did with Chronix. So by the end of February, everyone will hear that new version of Hardcore too.
So that will be a dance feel, kind of?
You know, it'll be more of a dub feel. But you know, Chronix will always, even the way he flows will make you feel like you can dance.
How does that relate to what else is on the album?
That relates really well. That is one of the tracks that I produced as Steam Chalice Records. And I worked with Sheldon Bernard, who is my musical director, who has been with me from the beginning, you know, as well as Unga and Aeon Hoylett and Jalanzo from the Dubtonic crew. So all of the people who worked on the tracks that I produced for the record are like master musicians.
I saw Dean in the video.
Yes.
She's on that track, right?
Dean and Dwight and Uncle Namba Robinson, who, you know, rest in power.
Oh, yeah.
It was a real pleasure. After the track was produced and we went to these master horns, when I played the horns phrase on my phone. So I told them what I wanted, and I was a little concerned that, Dean might, because him rough, when him ready. So, but he listened to it and he thought it was interesting, and he was able to, bring it forward for me in no time at all. And so that made me feel really good. As a young producer, try bring forward a particular vibe, and the ones who really love roots music, that is their track. So,
oh yes, that's real hardcore roots one-drop reggae.
Yes, sir.
So let's credits for you on there. You produce.
Yes, it's a process. We're learning more and more as we get more opportunities and more time in studio and more opportunities to experiment. There are visions that I will have. because my process starts with writing. I will write a song and I will hear a bass line in my head. And then there are some master musicians who I will go to and say, this is the vibe that I'm hearing, you know? And they will be able to translate for me. I don't speak the language of music. It is something, I'm a student, so I'm still learning. But I have at my disposal, you know, ones like Sheldon Bernard, ones like China Smith, ones like Clive Hunt, you know, who can interpret sound and bring it forward and still not, you know, stray too far from what I'm feeling in my heart. So I give thanks for that. But yeah, we're working toward creating a space where, because what I want to do with Steam Chalice Records is really give some daughters an opportunity to come forward and make music. That is really the vision of it, to give people who probably wouldn't get an opportunity to sing and be on a big label, but are really talented, you know, and not necessarily wanting to do the mainstream thing, to give them a space to make music. And so I'm using myself as the first effort to go out there and say, yeah. And fortunately, you know, VP was kind enough to allow me to experiment and give me the support to distribute and, you know, strengthen this record.
Oh, yes. And with that, we're going to now leave the stage to you and go to that side for the dub treatment.
Yes, sir.
So maybe you should just tell us the names of the musicians, all of them. I know you've been talking about your musical director a lot.
Yes.
So who are the others?
So we have Janoy Ellis here on guitar. And of course, Sheldon Atiba Bernard, the great.
Yes.
We have Kerry Lewis here, my dear, dear sister. We have Jody here, who is like fresh, new talent percussionist, and I love to see the daughter them. So when I saw this young lady on stage working, I was like, I need to pull her into the vibes. So she's here with me.
School of Music student?
No, that's natural drummer.
So they've been putting out a lot of great musicians.
True.
School of Music. We should give them some props and love for that.
True. Jano is a student of the Edna Manley College.
There you go. All right. So with that, we'll leave you to now give us some treatment, some dub treatment.
Yes, I.
We give thanks for all our sisters at this time, all our brothers who know to take care of women. In this time of violence being perpetrated against the most vulnerable members of society, the women and children, we must stand united, courageous, and unafraid. This is warfare. This is warfare. Teacher boy touching on my nephew, stirring up the dragon in my head, blood bubbling like a boy might have a whole lot of answers, or at least get a page from the dread. Tired of the perverts, loose in the classroom, set on destruction of innocence, ready for the battle with the demon. Sure say I know me one, willing for stick a head on the fence. Sisters not afraid to make an example of a guy or a woman for that matter who never dare to try. See through the future is dependent on the youth where we are built. This is warfare, this is not a drill. So any fool feel follyful and want to fraternize. Any undercover freak better know to keep them eyes on. Judgment upon the beast who trying to get a rise up. Watching or touching or assaulting or worse. Take the kind of evil, bring a permanent curse. And I see me an instrument of cruelty and destruction to anyone with a wicked intention for the young one. It is the mightiest of love with which I interface. Love by any means necessary where it concerns this case. Unafraid to make an example of a guy or a woman for that matter who never dare to try. See through the future is dependent on the youth where we are built. This is warfare, this is not a drill. Unafraid to make an example of a guy or a woman for that not a drill. This is warfare. This is warfare. This is solutions. Listen. Homeschooling, for it will take a village. Tribal council, sister circle, unafraid. See through the future is dependent on the youth where we are built. This is warfare. This is not a drill. Yes, we unafraid. Lioness order. 'Cause this is warfare. This is not a drill. This is warfare. This is warfare. This is warfare. This is warfare. Courage, sisters, and perfect love. Awareness is the key to prepare for the future. You have to know your history. Now watch the crowd. Watch the heart and the thoughts. A good reputation is the best thing to have. All when the mission make your good things go bad. Make your decision with your conscience intact, then defend the opposition when the enemy attack. Don't chat too much if you not have nothing to say. Share your opinion only when necessary. Make your needs speak clearly through your integrity. 'Cause money cannot help you when the judgment ready. So are you aware of myself in the midst? Aware of vibrations around I. So I don't let the moment confound I and I aware. Oh, I am aware of myself in the midst. Aware of vibrations around I. So I don't let the moment confound I and I aware. Oh, dragon around the ego if it threatens to progress. The weapon of protection is complete humbleness. I feel that my courage keep the weight off my chest, because the heart of the lion is the pride it possess. Yes, I am aware of the promise the prophets have spoken, open in anticipation of a king. Aware of the principle guiding which will lead to him. And I'm pressed and I aware of myself in the midst. Aware of vibrations around I. So I don't let the moment confound I and I aware. Oh, I am aware of myself in the midst. Aware of vibrations around I. So I don't let the moment confound I and I aware. We give thanks for love, for community, for all the natural elements. And for the human connection. sounds begin to fill the sky. The kete holds the heartbeat. We begin to travel home. Surrender to the rhythm. Feel the drum tone. Feel the drum tone. Feel the drum tone. As the bass resonates in your dome. Drumming and we're strumming and we're sipping and we're steaming. Drumming and we're strumming and we're sipping and we're steaming. The music alive when we're drumming and we're strumming and we're sipping and we're steaming. Drumming and we're strumming and we're sipping and we're steaming. Give thanks and praise.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Janine, that's just samples
Respect.
of 9, right?
Respect. Yes, these are all songs from the album.
Okay. And it's out and available.
On all digital platforms, and also hard copies of the CD and vinyl you can get from reggaeking.com or from my website, janine.com.
Okay, and your next mission? Your next assignment for you?
will be in March on the road with Brother Chronics for the month of March, and then in Europe in April, and then the summer tour begins, after that. So road, whole of the year.
Right.
Road and studio.
Okay, I want to thank the musicians. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for coming and playing so well for all of us right here on stage. Well, there you have her, live and in living colors, right here on stage, Janine.
Give thanks and praise.
So, Winford Williams, on behalf of all of us, thanking you for joining us. Do join us again next week for more on stage, and leaving you with a little more of Janine from 9. 2, 3, 4, and...
Something new, but something old. For those who love their fruits and vegetables. I have a little juvie named Orlando. Him have a plot of land up a west over, so him know me love my belly cause I just summer grow. And my favorite thing he bring for me is avocado. Avocado, me love the 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 avocado. Not in a season. The sweet college raw, me love the sweet college raw. Sweet college raw, me love the sweet college raw. Sweet college raw, me love the sweet college raw. Sweet college raw, me love the sweet college raw. Him riding on a bike for bring the good love to me. Nothing too hype, just a Honda.
Thanks for watching our video. If you're not yet a subscriber, click now and be on stage. Always.